Sweet. So I think we good. What's going on, family? Dave Jones here with my main man, Cal. What's going on, bro?
What's up, man? What's up, man? Good to see you, bro.
Likewise, man. We had to get up on here. Y'all know how we do. This is raps, willingly responding as people should, and keeping up with our rhythm, trying to see if we can go in there and say something that'll help somebody, bless somebody, if we can release anything. And today, we just want to kick it on a very important topic, which is what's coming. That's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. And so happy Thanksgiving to everybody this week. Hope your week is going to be good. Tell me what's your thoughts, Kala. What do you think you see in the world that's an issue with people having the ability just to be grateful or be thankful? What's your thoughts there?
Wow, man. It's funny with you picking this topic, Thanksgiving, man, because these last 2 years been rough for me. I know along with a lot of other people because this past year, Easter, I got a call that my brother was brain dead from the whole COVID thing, and it kind of put me in a bad place because that Thanksgiving before, I got a call to rush down to the hospital. I had a bunch of family in town. I know you was here. Cousin from New York, just people from all over the world came to the house to celebrate Thanksgiving with me, and I got a call. And they said my mother was dying in the hospital on Thanksgiving. So these last couple of holidays, man, it seemed like, the devil been trying to get busy. So I think just try to snatch the joy out of the holidays for me personally. And I mean, I know everybody can relate to a certain part of the year where they're going through some type of empathy or they mourning, dealing with something because of losing a loved one due to COVID, cancer, natural causes, just period. And Thanksgiving, man, for me, man, I find myself in a position where those two things hit me. But on the flip side of it, along with everything we deal with, just dealing with life and dealing with this podcast and dealing with just things that just come your way, period. We know from our conversations that we try to find the blessing or the lesson in what's going on versus looking at the situation at hand. So I think for me, man, it put me in a position with both of them deaths to allow me to really value the family, man, really value that time, really appreciate, things, what I'm saying, when it comes to loving on your people, man. And with me, man, I didn't even realize how much of a serving type of brother I was until I really started, like I say, laying down a lot of that hardness, man, that just come with just running around and just getting into my happy place and just dealing with my people and being able to serve them, man, because a lot of times when you're in business or you're a businessman or people, quote unquote, look like or think you got it, which they really don't understand everything that come with what you deal with. Mm-hmm. If they did, their perception would be different. But it allows you to be able to lay that thought process they have down, or that stigma they have down, and give them a side of you that they don't get to see, or they be like shocked, like, wow, I look at dude like he got it all going on, or I look at old girl like she got it all going on, or I look at them like the people that expect people to always serve them, and here it is, he waiting on me hand and foot, and I get a lot of pleasure out of that, man, and I just like to be able to, come out of boss mode, man, and just really go into serving mode, man. So Thanksgiving for me, man, and the holidays for me is, man, take time and give it to the people you love while you got it, because, man, tomorrow ain't promised, and you got to value people's time. Like I said on the last podcast, man, it's a privilege, man, to be amongst your people you love and feel that same love, pour it back on you, and just know that, we both value each other time.
Yeah, I think that's good. This holiday is so many different things to so many different people, especially when you bring up the concept of valuing family based on your recent tragic losses. But some people, they're in positions they may have the wrong perception of what family is. And I want to kind of speak to that, because sometimes you're not going to get along with your biological family to where you might have crossed some thresholds that you may not be mature, they not be mature enough, or it's not even worth getting back together because you know what type of person they are. Mm-hmm. Some of us, we get into some situations, and this wasn't my point, where you know that you can get over some of them hurdles and some of those past pains or scars that they did, because life is so much more important than our opinion about a certain thing that somebody else might have done. And so this is a good time where it's kind of like understood to rationalize your ability to say, hey, I want to make amends, or I forgive you for this. You know what I'm saying? I may have felt this or that way, but I think it's more important that we connect to each other. So I don't know who that nugget was for, but really what I heard was family is not just necessarily people that are biological. It's people that are closest to you that you can love and that can love on you. And so this could be even your coworkers that see more family than the biological family you have. It could be people that go to your church. It could be people that go to some of the clubs that you're in, or whatever. Just connect with somebody and share relationship with them and value who they are. And don't spend this season with the isolation that was me. I am so lonely. I am alone. You don't have to speak that into your life, when you could just look closer to people that you relate with, and then reach out to them to try to connect with them to experience being around people, because isolation is the worst place you can be in this season. And so many people, because of how COVID has split us up, the way that the world has kind of have our minds to be separate and divided and look at people funny if they get too close. We have been systematically conditioned to disregard ourselves and distance ourselves from people. But times like this help you realize that you need that connection. And so really search for the people that you are closest to, and find ways to relate to them and be around them in this holiday season. For those of us who might have gone into this like, I'm lonely and alone, kill that spirit. Let's change that mindset. That's what I heard.
Right. That was good, man. Yeah, man. And I always get good things to piggyback off, as so I know you do when I speak. Because you say, when you spoke on family members that may not be your quote unquote blood family, and man, I'm big on that, man, because I remember when I was younger, people used to always tell me and play on that family members, man, blood thicker than water. And one day I told one of my cousins, I said, yeah, but you need both to survive. And I said, you can't survive without blood. You can't survive without water. Yeah, and I said, what we need to understand is we got to figure out which one is more pure. You got good blood. You got to have good blood in your system, and you got to have good water that you're drinking.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that to say, whatever is treating you right, whatever is giving you that family vibe, is what you give your love to.
Yeah.
Because, man, at the end of the day, man, like you say, falling out with people or making amends with different folks that you look at the situation that way, maybe a situation had not been that serious, and you letting your pride stand in the way.
Yeah.
I had two nephews, man, that I fell out with from little small different disagreements we had, and this year, man, I got back with both of them, and neither one of them is my blood.
Nice.
But I know they love me and I love them. And, it's bothering me how we, how we went our separate ways and how it ended. So I always would keep in touch, because both of them was cool. Right. So I always would keep in touch with one through the other, telling myself what's up. And then, I started reciprocating the same type of responses back until we just all came back together, and we amended them. We talked about it, and we laid them problems to the side, and we both got over it, and the love is back there. And that's what we got to do as people, man. We got to say to ourselves, how serious is this falling out? Because the only thing really make a falling out so serious if one of the two people pride is so heavy, or they're so hardened in their ways that they won't lay their pride down to say, you know what, I apologize.
What, can I jump in there?
You're
right.
Sir.
Another thing, sometimes we have been conditioned unconsciously to have that separation from the person that we should have been connected with several years ago. So it's just habitual not to be around that person when the situation wasn't that deep. So sometimes we got to check, well, what was the reason? And you would see, if you reevaluate, do a self-audit, it was never that deep. I just don't want to go with my ego, or I'm just been conditioned for them not being around, but we need that love. And you'd be surprised if we be the bigger person. Sometimes they wish that we would say something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They may not want to release it, but we could be the one that initiate this process. And that's why I love this concept of raps, where you got to be willing to respond as you should in this particular situation, where you know that, okay, even though I may not want to because they did this, I am
Right.
willing to make a decision to say I am
Man,
going
that's
to be the
good.
bigger person to reconnect with somebody because I know that I go through some isolation and some lonely times, and I know that they are going there too. So why don't I express my love to them and at the same time get the reciprocal love, having family back, biological, non-biological, whatever they are, you just get to reconnect. And we don't miss this opportunity at life off of grudges and other BS that's not even necessary.
Man, you know what? And it's funny you said that because now that the relationships has been mended and we back together, man, it's just like I see even the respect level
Yeah.
is, you know what I'm saying, it's better. It's like I see they pay closer attention on how they deal with me, and I pay closer attention on how I deal with them to the point where we understand the value of what we lost.
Yeah.
To the point where now that we got it back together, you know, everybody, I ain't gonna say we walking on eggshells, but we making sure that we don't let our pride get in the way to where we overstepping our boundaries in certain area.
Yeah.
I see that they took some time out in their long time and worked on themselves to come back with a better relationship. I took some time out in my long time away from them to come back with a more respectable, you know what I'm saying, uncle type of relationship to where, you know, you got to learn from your mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, Albert Einstein said insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, accepting different results.
Right.
So, and I see so many people, man, especially our women, man, they find themselves in positions where they lonely, like you said, in Thanksgiving time, but they have these relationships where they're going through different things and they having a different men complain about the same things and they won't fix them things to the point where they get so hardened in their own way to where they just would rather be stuck and being hard in that way.
Yeah,
And being
exactly.
lonely, but they sad and mad that they lonely, but they don't want to take this one issue or two issues that 10 men been complaining about and change it. And
Right.
that's one thing I thank God for, man. When I pray, God, I say, God, I thank you for giving me a sensitivity and emotion to where I'm not so hard, because the streets will make you hard, man, to where I got so often to just being like stuck in my way to where
Right.
I'm in my own way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, man, that's just something, man. If you know, if they don't take nothing from today's conversation, man, you know, love your people enough to check yourself.
Yeah. Exactly. Because you know what's interesting, if you find yourself having beef with several different people, do you know what the common denominator?
You.
And so sometimes we have to, again, it's all about a self-audit. None of us are perfect. And so this is what a love that we're trying to dispense. We all have weaknesses. I have relationships that I mess up that I could have sworn that I was in the right. But when I had to take time and reevaluate, I literally get on the phone and call people back and just apologize. They're like, man, what are you talking about? It was stuff that I had to remember that I did wrong, that I wanted to kill at and not make it seem like they was the one that was wrong. It's like going back and correcting yourself. It's okay to fix your issues. It's okay to say that you were wrong. And some of us, we know we the one that was in wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some of us are the ones that was offended. Even you can still take this opportunity and still call the other people back. One instance, someone definitely offended me, someone that was really close to me and my family, things of that nature, and they did something wrong. I left them for years, and then it was a reality of seems like an unforgiveness there. And I know my brother, I heard this from my brother, I know where he got it from. It said, being unforgiving is like taking poison and expect the other person to get hurt from it. So what it was doing, it was eating me up because it was internally, you got this negative thought process about this other person, and you're the only one aware of this foolishness. They could be gone and on to their next thing. And so to clear up that reality, it's like, okay, I'm going to go back and I'm going to say, okay, I still say this may have happened, but I just want to reconnect. You know what I'm saying? Some of that is something that you can get over, or just say, I forgive you for whatever you've done. Whatever role you're playing, play that role to reestablish that relationship if it's feasible for you. And you want to get out of this lonely stage.
Right, man. And man, whew, that was good, bro. Bro gave you a real gem, a real nugget when he said that. And something just resonated in my spirit when you said it, because that's so good, man, because a prime example of that is you moved on with your life. You in a happy place, like what we was talking about last week. Just getting in a happy place, and then all of a sudden You got your whole day planned out, things going good. You just in a happy place. You run into that person somewhere. Now, instantly, you thinking about how they played you, what they did wrong, you know, and now it's through your whole, it shifted your whole day.
Yeah.
Now you forgetting the stuff you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Now they snatched your joy. You know what I'm saying? Now you threw off. You want to do something to them.
Yeah.
They sending you 10 steps backwards from the person you said that you promised yourself you want to be and who you was trying to become, because you holding on to that negativity with this person. You can't get to where you're going in a happy place if you got any of that lingering.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was real good, man, because that's one of them nuggets we got to remember when we say, you know, we trying to get to a happy place in our life. You got to forgive. You got to forgive to the point where even if you wasn't the one wrong, you got to forgive it. You got to forgive the fact that they ain't came back to you and righted the wrong to the point where you know you wasn't wrong, but you still forgive them for having so much pride.
There you go.
For standing in where they at to where they okay with the stuff they doing. And one thing about this world we live in, man, it's so karma. It's so karma. So you really don't have to you can hold on to, like what we saying, your thanks, your happiness, your thanks for giving, because you giving in Thanksgiving. Oh, that's good, God. In Thanksgiving, you giving thanks to allow them to hang themselves. Holding on to their own pride, being stuck in their own way. You giving them everything they need to stand in their own way. Because one thing about this karma world we live in is that I done watched a person, I almost said his name. We'll give you a prime example about, you know, just karma and not taking things in your own way. I came home from jail one time. Things in the shamble. I come home in just enough time to grab a hold of everything before I lost everything. Strip mall, dollar store, another building I was renting, a collision shop, my house. I come in just enough time to pull all the pieces together before I lose everything, bro. You see what I'm saying? I had enough money to make it home where I exhausted all my money, but the bills wasn't running behind. But in the month I came home, they were starting to run behind. But you know what I'm saying? So it was the grace of God allowing me to get through the end. One of my partners, while I was in there, I happened to call him Colette. And the last month, my note at the time, it was something like $3,000 a month on my house. I was staying out in West Bloomfield at the time. And he said, man, I'm glad you called me, man. I didn't know how to get in touch with you. The Lord told me to sow $3,000 in your life. I'm calling from jail. He know I'm in jail.
Wow. And
it was nothing but God talking to him, because I didn't have the $3,000 that month to pay my mortgage. And boom, got the money, paid the mortgage. And when I came home in enough time to save stuff, one of my partners I was renting this building to, man, you know, I got testimonies and stories for days, man.
Right.
And I always say, man, all this crazy stuff I've been through is for somebody else. Everything we go through in this world is for somebody else. So we still on the track of Thanksgiving, because I said, God, thanks for giving me what I need to allow him to hang himself. Because, so listen to the story. So I come home. As soon as I come home, 2 days later, I'm about to catch up with my partner that owed me some money on this building I was renting him on 7 Mile. He got insurance on the building. I don't have no insurance on the building because I couldn't afford to pay no insurance while I was in there. So I let the insurance lapse. He put renter's insurance on it, burned my building up. Don't tell me. And I'm like, bro, he tell me after he do it, but I'm home. I just been home a couple of days. So I'm like, bro, why ain't you tell me where I could have scuffled a couple of dollars together and paid this insurance? They was going to pay me faster than they was going to pay you, because I'm not in control of the building. I got a renter in there. I can show them the lease. They going to pay me. I ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Right.
Man, so long story short, he said he going to pay me. He going to pay me. So he don't pay me. I give him enough time to pay me. He don't pay me. So I give him my uncle. We finna go kill him. I'm going to be 100 with it. We finna go kill him because I'm getting so insulted. We go on the scene. So we looking for him. We don't catch him at none of the spots he at. Long story short, the next day, I don't catch him because another one of my homeboys and him that was best friends, they go to hit a lick on the guy. For, you know what I'm saying, 4 or 5 birds and 300,000. So the guy so grimy, the partner who burnt my building up, his best friend hit the lick without him, because he know if he hit the lick with him, he gonna basically debo him out of all the stuff. So he put a play together with his cousin, like, we're gonna give him a brick and 50,000 and tell him that's all was in there. So so when he said if he get mad about it, we're gonna kill him. So he go wait on the side of the house. Guy go give him the 50,000 in the brick. He go to cussing, going crazy. Y'all hit my lick without me. Man, nobody tell who. He go crazy. So the homeboy here, he immediately come out, boom, 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 bust him out, shoot his homeboy in the car, boom, shoot him. So he run in the house, lay on his grandma, dying on his grandma, and tell her, if I die, such and such killed me. So I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, I'm glad I ain't catch this guy 2 days ago. Thanks for giving him everything he needed to hang himself. Thanksgiving. So I don't have this man blood on my hands when I was about to have it on my hands 2 days prior, because he was doing so many people foul, talking about karma, that the stuff he was doing catch back up with him. So I'm saying all that to say, what's the message in this? Because we're going to have to close. The message in this is give it to God. Every battle you don't need to fight.
Wow.
Pride, like what we was just saying. Don't let your pride get in the way to where you go do something that ultimately throw it all away.
That's
Been
good.
there. And I ain't always had what it took to be this mature and turn the other cheek. I done did some foolish stuff. And I done did some things that allowed me to let my pride get in the way to snatch me off the streets. So don't go that route. Make sure you can let people. One thing about this thing called life. You let people, you know what I'm saying, checkmate theyself. And they gonna hang theyself. You ain't gotta fight every battle. Some of them you can't turn the cheek on, because when they hit home or it get to the point where it's, you know what I'm saying, it's jeopardizing your family, I really ain't got nothing to say. Like I said, old people and kids and these women, I'll come see you. Mm-hmm. But all that to say, bro, God, we want to thank you for giving us everything we need to be more mature and where we at. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank you for putting me and Dave in a place to where we can get to a point where we know this was on us and we take it serious enough to know now is the time. Everything we went through in life, everything we going through, it's for our audience, it's for our viewers, it's for us to be better fathers. And we just want to say a quick prayer for Thanksgiving. We hope that everybody have a blessed Thanksgiving. Pray for us and our families. Ask God to make sure he keep me in a joyful spirit and not be thinking about my mom and my brother, and just be thankful for everything I got around me. And go ahead with the prayer, Dave, so we can get out of here, brother.
Yes, sir. Dear God, we thank you for this wonderful day that's coming up, that we have an opportunity to mend some broken relationships. We thank you for an opportunity to just focus on the things that are good. Now, we know, Heavenly Father, that some of us are going through some tough times with family members that have just recently passed. Dear God, we ask you that you help us to have an awareness of only good things. You said to return unto the joy. So that means get our focus on things that were good. Get our focus on things that we have that are right. Get our focus on the things that we have right now that we don't want to lose. It's easy to find you in the things that are surrounded us, and keep our mind off of the things that are not there, the physical things that we don't have, the material things we don't have, and even some of the physical beings we don't have. Let us tap into their thoughts, because their spirit and their presence is with us through the power of their thoughts and their behaviors. So we can just think on the good things, the good memories of God. We can fill those gaps. God, and we just thank you just for the people that are around us and the food that you probably would help us to have access to, God, that it'd be good. And this will be a holiday that's memorable and not a place of loneliness and depression. And so we thank you, God. We ask that we all begin to make the right decisions and the right choices to affect change in our own life. Be the one who has the authority to make a decision to shift the things that are around us. We thank you for raps. We all are willingly responding as people should.
Yes.
God, we thank you.
And that's a wrap. And speaking on raps, these coronaviruses is going back up in Michigan. If you're a Michigan viewer, wrap your face up. It's a wrap. It's a wrap on walking around here with your nose and your mouth all out looking cute. You gotta wrap it back up, baby. We gotta wrap these nose and mouth back up, baby.
Gotta wrap it up, baby.
Again, looking like we doctors and surgeons.
Right.
So we got to do what we need to do.
Yes,
I got to give a shout out to the homie Mila. I want y'all to check this jacket out.
Oh,
Detroit Apparel, Matt Warren, Sel Miles, Santa Barbara, Vinewood. We in here, baby.
Yeah.
Cold jacket, Red
Yes,
Wing,
sir.
Detroit Tigers. Anybody
Yes,
got
sir.
something they want me to wear on the show? Want me to support them and buy? Detroit, baby. I love y'all, man.
Let's go.
We're
We
going to
might need to
change the
put a
stigma
link
on
for
what
them
the
in the
rest of the world
description.
think about us, Detroit. We're going to be that place everybody used to respect, like back in the early 70s, late 80s and 90s. I love
Yeah.
y'all, man. Happy Thanksgiving. I love you, cuz.
Yes,
God
sir, Doc.
bless.
Yes, sir.